All right, go ahead and look over at 2.3. Starts on page 71. Should be a lot of review in this section as well, finding the slope. If you're given 2 points, remember slope, M represents the letter M usually represents slope. So M equals, in the slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So a lot of your homework is just going to be giving you 2 points and you plug them in and find the slope, which you've probably done that in the last 2 or 3 math classes you've had. So that should be definite review. Just always got to be careful when you're plugging the numbers in. .13 and -2, -3. So you're given those 2 points, and you have to find the slope. What's the slope between those 2 points? Now, it's oftentimes helpful to label those with which one of these they are so you can easily plug it in. So if you call this x1 and y1, then this would be x2 and y2. Then you can make certain that you get everything plugged in the right spot. So y2 then, I just have to look over here and see that that's -3. y1 is 3. x2 is -2 minus x1, which is 1. So what do we get on top? -6 over -3. So the slope is +2. Choose those same points. I'll just read that. Different order. So now, -2, -3 is your first point. What was the other one? 1, 3? What was the other point? 1, 3. The only reason I'll do this is to illustrate how your signs will change. So again, if you make this x1, y1, and x2, y2, you just plug them in. Some of you, if you don't know the slope formula by heart or don't have it memorized, just write it at the top of your assignment page and you can refer to it every time you need to as you go through. So y2 minus y1 on the top would be 3 minus -3. If you know that changes to a plus, which you should by now, go ahead and just write 3 plus 3. Don't worry about putting the 2 negatives in there. Over x2 minus x1 would be 1 minus -2. Same thing. If you know that's going to be a plus, go ahead and change it. Either way, though, make sure you get that plugged in right, or you can't possibly get the right answer. Notice that slope is also positive. Do we have any questions over that? It's pretty simple, mostly review. And I'd rather get on to talking about slope on page 72. Again, should be review, but we go over it. If a line rises from left to right, so if you were looking at it like you're reading a book, and the line is going up from left to right, that has positive slope. Meaning your slope is a positive number, 2 or 1/2 or 3/5, but it's positive, not negative. Very opposite of that, it's going down. That is negative slope. And so that one has to be negative. If your slope is negative, it's just a way to check it. Make sure if your slope is negative that your line is going down from left to right. And the other two are horizontal and vertical lines. A horizontal line has slope 0. So the slope is actually 0. M equals 0. That's not the same as no slope. 0 usually means nothing, but not in this case. Because a vertical line has no slope. Slope is undefined. Those are the two big ones right there, vertical and the horizontal. Those are the ones that cause the most problems. If it tells you to graph a line that has slope of 0, you've got to know that's a horizontal line that you have to memorize. If it says the slope is undefined, then you have to know in your head, okay, we're talking about a vertical line. You've got to memorize those two. Most of you know the positive and negative thing. That makes sense. The slope of 0 and has no slope is pretty confusing. But you do have to make sure you have it memorized and distinguish between the two. So the first set of your homework problems, all you have to do is find the slope. Okay. Then the second set, you'll have to do some graphing using the slope, which you've done before. You've done all these types of problems before. So graphing line with slope. Of 1/3. That passes through 2, 3. So what you're going to do is plot the point they give you and then count the slope. So how do we graph 2, 3? From the middle, where would we go? What? Be more specific. Over 2, which way? To the right 2 and up 3. So we plotted the point 2, 3. Now from that point, you're going to count your slope. Remember, the top is rise, the bottom is run. Rise meaning up or down, run meaning left or right. So from this point, we would go up 1. That would be right here. Now here's where you have to know whether it's positive or negative slope. If you go up 1, is our slope positive or negative? Positive. So our line should look like this when we're done. Remember, that's positive slope. So if we go up 1 point, which way must we go in order for our line to do that? To the right. So we go up 1 and over 3. And this says you can go up or down. So if you would have gone down from this point, which way would you have to go? To the left 3. Either way works, up or down and left or right, but you have to make sure the end line is going up or down according to whether it's positive or negative.